So, all Australian companies or businesses pay an insurance to Work Cover Australia, which is the insurance provider to protect their employees. And this is interconnected with the workers' compensation claims and this information that I'll be sharing with you. So when you start in an Australian company as a new starter, and you probably remember that HR gives you this information from Fair Work Australia, and they say, we have all these policies in place, we don't tolerate bullying, sexual harassment, these are your entitlements. They might have an employee assistance program and give you these options that, yes, this is how we're going to protect you if something happens, and these are all the beautiful benefits that we're giving you. So yes, when HR are hiring you and they give you this information to share with you that they have things in place to protect you, but at the end of the day, the HR's role is to protect the company and not the employee. When it comes to addressing serious workplace concerns or serious workplace incidences, and the company is at risk of legal action, of course HR are going to try and help the company. The HR team do not even have the legal knowledge that is necessary to share with you. They do not have the education, the scope, and even the legal background. Unless they have come from a legal background, it is not within their scope and their knowledge. So that is why so many people become so confused and so lost, and HR doesn't seem to have the information. HR doesn't seem to know what they're doing. HR doesn't seem to be pointing you in the right direction, because they simply do not know or have the knowledge and the extent of the employee's legal rights and entitlements. Anything to do with legal tribunals, medical assessments, and medical proceedings under common law, for example, are all part of your entitlements. And you've probably never even heard of these things. HR seem to not have any power, and it's because they simply do not. They do not have any power. They simply don't have the knowledge to give you, and if they do, which includes all of your legal entitlements and all of your legal options in case you want to pursue legal action against the company, even if they know this information, of course they're not going to share this information with you, because their job, their role is to protect the company, not the employee. Had I not had the guidance externally out of the workplace, as well as seeking and being referred to a lawyer, a specific lawyer, I would have had no idea of my entitlements or my options, because HR couldn't give me this information. HR couldn't help me. And mind you, there was a conflict of interest anyway, so it didn't help my case that the HR manager at the time was married to the CEO of the company. So of course they're going to want to help their family. I'm really creating these videos to help you as a woman who is struggling to find the resources, the support, the guidance, and give you the steps of how to go through this type of process and what to expect in this process that is not available. The information is not out there. So I really do hope that these videos help you. I'll say it again, prioritize your healing first and foremost. Surround yourself and ensure that you're reaching out for support, that you're seeking these extra resources, that you're prioritizing your healing first. And then when you are ready, potentially, if you want to even think about taking legal action, which I would encourage you to do so, at least you know by what entitlements and what potential compensation that you are actually entitled to, that you can go in with having having at least some kind of mental capacity to be able to help you through this process, or to be able to help you move through these next steps. Workplaces aren't going to change if we don't speak up. Without any kind of change, nothing will change. It's taken me a long time as well to be able to actually record this and show up here and publish these videos, record these videos, but I know that this information is important, and it's going to at least help, I hope, one woman gain the compensation she deserves because of a workplace trauma. This has been, in a way, incredibly terrifying to share and be really, really vulnerable about what's happened in my working life and in my career, because I know that me sharing this, for some companies out there, I am a threat. There will be many companies out there that will not hire me because I'm a threat to, she knows the underworkings of the system and knows how to pursue legal action, so let's not hire her. She'd be a threat. She'd speak up about things, and I've had that from companies that I've worked with in the past, that I've been discriminated against in particular roles because I've spoken up about things that were unethical, that were code of practices weren't being followed, safety hazards and things that the companies or the directors in particular were not complying to. They were not setting certain standards and allowing unhealthy behaviors to happen within the workplace. And so I would speak up. Me speaking up in some workplaces, I was then looked down on, and I of course ended up leaving those workplaces, knowing that at least if I've spoken up, because I've come with evidence, I've come with my research, I've come with my findings, knowing that what I'm actually sharing and saying that the directors or the company is doing unethical and not compliant, enabling certain behavior, when they allow an employee to stay within a workplace that is either sexually harassing, sexually assaulting, bullying other people within the workplace, and they're allowing that to happen and they're not doing anything about that, they're enabling that behavior, and that's already creating a tone of a very, very toxic and unhealthy workplace. When you do your research, when you know your research, and you know certain codes of practices, you know what the standards are and what needs to be abided by and complied with, there are incredible fines that the businesses and directors can incur by not following certain standards and procedures. If they're not a competent leader, they'll get defensive. At the end of the day, there's not much that they can say.